This video is going to review how to combine like terms. So the first thing we should do is talk about what a like term is. Remember, things that have the same algebra tile would be a like term. For example, if I'm adding 3x and 2x, those are like terms because they're both the x tiles, so they would combine to be 5x. All you're doing, because we're adding them, is you're looking at the coefficients of the like terms and putting them together. So if I had 4x squared take away 2x squareds, we'd end up with 2x squareds left over. Okay, so really it's just integer addition and subtraction. The only thing is that you have to make sure it's the same piece that you're adding together. So let's go ahead and take a look at a few examples. Here's our first example. Now notice there's no parentheses, everything's just being added all the way across. So as I look, I'm going to start by looking for these x squareds. So I see a 3x squared and a 4x squared. So all I have to do is add those together, and they add up to be, 7x squared. Then I'm going to look again, and I'm going to look for the x's now, and I've got a 5x, a negative 2x, and a negative 7x. So we're going to go through and add those together. Now 5 minus 2 is 3, and 3 minus 7 is negative 4x. So really all we did there was 5 minus 2 minus 7. Lastly, we're going to look for things that don't have any x's, any variables, and it looks like the only piece that I'm left with is this plus 1 at the end. And so that would be our final answer. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example. So this one has all y's, and again, no parentheses. So I just start with my first thing, and it looks like that's a 4y squared. So I'm going to go down the row and look for any other y squareds, and I see a negative 9. So we're going to be doing 4 minus 9. And 4 minus 9 is negative 5. So we've got negative 5y squareds. I'm going to cross those out now because we took care of them. The next thing is y's. We've got a negative 3y, a positive 2y, and a positive 5. So we're going to do negative 3 plus 2 plus 5. Negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1, and negative 1 plus 5 is 4. So we get 4y's. And now those are gone. And finally, we just have that minus 3 that'll come on the end. So again, combining like terms, putting together things that are the same. Let's go ahead now and take a look at another two examples. Now these examples have parentheses, but look at in this case. There's no numbers in front of the parentheses, so there's nothing to distribute. And these two are just being added together. Really, this is the same as the previous two questions. You're just going to put together everything that's the same. So 2x squared and 3x squared total up to be a 5x squared. 4x and negative 2x leave me with a positive 2x. And finally, that negative 1 and positive 4 would be plus 3. And so that would be the answer. Now this next example is a little bit different, and the reason is that we have a minus inside that parentheses. You have to remember that you're subtracting everything after the parentheses. You could also think of it as flipping the signs of everything in the parentheses. So that 3x squared is actually going to become negative. The 2x would be positive because it's like subtracting a negative, and the 1 would also be negative. Now we can think of this as a plus and just do the same thing we did above. 4x squared and negative 3x squared is 1x squared. Negative 7x and 2x is negative 5x, and negative 2 and positive 2 and negative 1 is a positive 1. So again, when you have a parentheses minus another parentheses, the idea is to change this to a plus and to flip all the signs inside the parentheses. And then you can just do it like all the other ones. So what I'd like you to do right now is try these 5 questions. Once you're done with these 5 questions, you should bring them up to the teacher and have the teacher check them, and then you can start your concept check.